Hello, everybody. So today's case, we're talking about the case of Elijah Zeller. We don't have a ton of information on this case because it is still unsolved. But with that being said, I want to talk about it. Um, there's just very few photos and all of that. And most of my information I want to say is from the actual police department's website of the time and all that stuff, like their own little report. Because there's not really any actual articles about this I could find. So I apologize. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this. All the links I used for research will be down below, like always. So Elijah was born December 31st, 1997, with his twin sister Angelique in Anchorage, Alaska, to the parents Siobhan and Carnell. He is described as a loyal and wonderful brother, son, and friend with a bright future ahead of him. He graduated from Alaska Military Youth Academy and he joined the Union and planned to be a carpenter after he successfully completed his apprenticeship. So he was a very intelligent and hardworking kid. He had a smile that would light up a room and a personality that you couldn't forget. He grew up in a Christian household, which he accepted, and he chose to give his heart to God as a child. His favorite Bible verse was John 3:16 to 18. While he was born in Anchorage, he lived in Red Devil, a remote community about 160 miles northeast of Bethel, until middle school. And unfortunately, his life would be cut short. Around 2 a.m. on July 30th, 18-year-old Elijah was brought to an Anchorage hospital, suffering from a gunshot wound, and died minutes later. Police say they didn't know where in Anchorage he was shot, but are hoping that information about a party that night might provide more information. On the same night Elijah died, a shooting occurred at a party on the 5,000 block of Cape Seville Drive in South Anchorage. It had been a large party with parents out of town, says police, and around 1:30 a.m. they received a noise complaint about the party. About a half hour later, they got a call that shots were fired, and they responded in less than 10 minutes. Police say that most of the party goers had dispersed by then. They found shell casings at the scene from, and what I'm about to tell you right now is actually from the police department website, which is how we're going to finish off this video. And I don't know if I said it, this took place in 2016. So, on July 30th, 2016, there was an update at 2:20 p.m. Police positively IDs Elijah, and they notify his family, and the investigation is ongoing, and no suspects are in custody. And then on August 3rd, 2016, police continue to investigate. Around 1:30 a.m., police received a noise disturbance at a home in the same area where gunshots were heard at 2 a.m. As cops headed to the scene, the caller reported multiple vehicles leaving the party's residence. While shell casings were found, no property damage or immediate victims were found. Officers did speak with a couple people at the party and said more than 100 people had been there. No suspects have been arrested, and couldn't find any other information about the investigation at this time, and this is still unsolved. So if I sounded a little weird, I was reading that directly from their website, so, and the way they have it worded is just a little funky. But basically, there was a party the same night that Elijah was shot, and I guess it was when gunshots rang out, a bunch of people started getting up and leaving because they knew the cops would be there. And they are hoping basically that anybody with information about this party, whether you were there, whatever, can come forward and help figure out exactly what went down. Was Elijah there? Was somebody there involved? And just trying to figure out where he was shot and who did this. But like I said, this is still unsolved. At least I couldn't find any other information on the investigation. I don't know who they've been talking to or anything like that. But as of right now, from what I know, like I said, no suspects have been arrested, but we do have a phone number. If you by any chance have any information that could be of help to this case, you are urged to contact the APD at 786-8900. Again, the phone number for APD is 786-8900. Like I said, I'm so sorry this is going to be a very short video, but I wanted to put this out there because it's been about 8 years now and it's still unsolved. Um, there's no way that this was a random killing. If there was a chance that he was at a party with more than 100 people, someone there had to have seen something. It had to have been somebody that he likely knew in some sort of way. And someone could be like, well, a lot of people could be just hiding what happened. So I think it's very important that his name gets out there because he doesn't need to be forgotten and he definitely needs justice. But that is all I have for you guys. I can't even theorize what I think happened. We know what happened. He was shot. I can't even tell you who I think did it. Um, but I hope that something happens soon. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below. Like always, please be respectful. Thank you so much for listening to Elijah's story, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye, guys.